because risk takers wakiwekwa hapo, hey, your company taanguka bana. Because you know, taking a risk is you're risking something. It either has to work or not work. Hello, it's your girl, Pretty Kavata, and this is the Deep Dive podcast with my host, Rawlan. And guess what? We're about to roll. So yeah, guys, we want to say thank you for your views on our last video, for your comments, the reaction on the toxic video was epic, and you guys have said that we should have like a series, like there's more to talk about. I saw someone that commented and said that toxic has both positive and negative sides, and I think we majored on the negative one. Yeah. So I kind of asked the person to give me their view on the positive side of toxicity. Yes, and we are looking forward to having a series on that. And today we have a very great episode in store for you, and it's about risk taking.
Risks.
Have you ever encountered with a risk taker, or are you a risk taker? Tell us. So Rawlan,
Yes.
Are you a risk taker, or have you ever encountered someone that is a risk taker?
Mimi nakwambia mimi nakuanga risk taker. Unajua, I think life when you imebuildiwa like being a risk taker, so mupenda kukua out of my comfort zone. So automatically I think I'm a risk taker because majorly number one, risk puts us out of our comfort zone. So yeah, I'm a risk taker.
Yeah, and on that, what is risk taking?
I feel
How
like
would you define it?
how will define risk? You know, even when we're talking about us having this topic on today's episode, I kind of was trying to research it, but not researching it at na kimbia kwa dictionary ama naingia Google. I was just trying to look through the definition through my mind, and what came to my mind was like, risk taking is that one step that anybody makes or anybody takes, and it puts them at a better position, and they can be open-minded and they can actually face their fears. Yeah.
Okay, for me, a risk taker is someone that is willing to do something that might have a negative impact on them, but they're still willing to do it for them to attain a certain goal. So one thing about risk takers, I think they're curious. They don't like the normal thing, the way things are done. Ati uende upate huku rules zimekwa, huku unafaa kutoka break time at this time, this is the time you're supposed to be here. No, risk takers love trying out new ideas and new things because they don't believe in the normal stuff.
Yeah, I think risk takers si watu wa kawaida.
It's like they're in their own world.
Yeah, wako dunia tu yao. But also again, like you've said, it's taking, it's going for the negative.
A dangerous something
like,
that is.
Anytime you're going for it, kila mse ako like, yes, make. You know, it can't succeed, it can't. But either ways, you're going for it. Yeah. You know, like you're going for that idea, you're going for that plan, you're going for that project, you're going for that place, or even for person. You know, people will take take people. You know, like I'm risk taking this guy to be my person, but that's a risk.
Definitely.
That's also a risk.
And I feel like you should be a risk taker. Though we have different people maybe in your working environment or in your school where you spend most of your time, you can differentiate a risk taker and a cautious person, because there's a very big difference between a risk taker and a cautious person.
You've actually brought something
A cautious
important.
person is like, before they do something, they have to think deeply about it. Is this going to work? And they're so patient with their actions. But a risk taker, this is an idea, tuende, because they're like curious to know what will come out of it. But a cautious person, they will take their time. Analyze, strategize.
Actually, you brought two perspectives. I was actually not even looking at it that way. A cautious person and a risk taker. And you know, surprisingly, both these two people are actually successful people.
They are.
Because again, I think also to you, our viewers, don't take don't take it wrongly that we are creating conversations on risk take, and now you feel like you can be a risk taker. Because again, being cautious is a character. It's being you and just you being you, you know. Because again, there are those people. Though for me as a risk taker, I sort of find cautious people pretty annoying because they know what to a protocol.
They have to, it has something has to go this way. There's no diversity this way, and it's kind of boring.
It's kind of annoying, but you see, again, I appreciate them because, again, you see, if we were to put a comparison between a cautious person and a risk taker, see, this cautious person is very careful, is very smart, is very anajipanga. But for a risk taker, our minds are always thinking in the minute. Like, okay, so I want to jump now. Let's jump.
How deep is this?
I want to move. Let's move. So sometimes even when we're looking at business, let's put it in a business perspective. Risk takers, the people who their first years in business are going to lose a lot of money. So being cautious, being a risk taker, it's all up to you, and it also depends with your character again. So, well, I don't know.
But being cautious, I'm a risk taker because I'm very impatient with, as in, unakumbuka tukianza hii podcast, I was like, can you do it tomorrow, Monday? Like, the fact that we came up with the idea, we need to have a podcast. I was so eager to see how we are going to do it and how it's going to turn out, because everything is a risk, right? Because this is time we are risking and all. But one thing I love about risk takers, they really acknowledge failure so fast and they move on so quickly.
Yes.
Unlike cautious people, huyu atafail, anze kuangalia mbona nilifail?
Why did I fail?
What did I do wrong?
They have to create reasons why I failed.
But a risk taker, kumenda hivi, there's always another solution. Chap, they find another solution.
So I think even right now, even while we are at it, I feel like we're looking at what are some of what is the significance of a risk taker. And I feel like one of the most significance of a risk taker is it helps them shape their mind and their thinking. Because in this perspective, a risk taker thinks fast. So it has to be in their mind, at their fingertips, that, okay, so this is something has happened now, something is changing now. Because even speaking from experience, I was working for a digital company, and our boss was always like, he was always the kind of guy that thinks on his feet. Like, everything has to be on toes. So what he used to say, while you're working for this company, you need to realize that anything can change. And particularly it was an online news company, so anything could change. So on a Monday you could be doing politics. You wake up on Tuesday and everything is changing to entertainment. So can you move fast? And if you were to put a cautious person in this particular type of environment, they cannot survive. See, a risk taker is nimse mwenye anafunguka akili very fast. They know and they learn how to think on their feet.
And they adapt so fast.
Yes.
Because you can bring up, like, unajua, a cautious person, strategy iko vile inafaa kuenda. Like, if something changes, they will take time to, adapt.
Ukichange hivi, they have to go back.
But a risk taker, tulikuwa tumepanga hivi, let's go this way. They'll definitely catch up so fast.
Again, and I think even when we're speaking there again, number 2 on the characteristics of a risk taker is they listen, they so much, I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage, but they care less about what other people think.
Thank you.
They really care less about, because for them it's, okay, we need to move. So if you're not willing to move, nipe njia mimi nisonge. These are people who are like, you know what, I don't care what you guys think, I want to go.
And this is the way. You know, one thing I've noticed about cautious people, when you're like in a group and you're talking, they'd rather keep quiet and let you talk.
Yeah, exactly.
They are very much okay with their putting their opinions to themselves and like speaking them out. But a risk taker will just be like,
I have an idea to say.
It has to go this way.
Upendo usipende nimesema.
But I think in a workplace we need both the risk takers and the cautious people, because I feel like there are departments that need cautious people.
Exactly.
Because risk takers wakiwekwa hapo, your company taanguka bana. Because you know, taking a risk is you're risking something. It either has to work or not work.
So I feel like, again, if a risk taker is one of the biggest advantages, especially our advantage because we're risk takers, is we tend to leave some other things unattended. The reason why I'm saying this is because if kitu I work, you're like, okay, so if kitu ija work, you know what? I have another idea. Let me jump to the other idea. So I also feel like between cautious people and risk takers, cautious people will take time to finish on one thing, and will figure out, how do I finish this particular project? How do I figure out how to accomplish this particular task? How do I accomplish to make things work? But you see, if you look at a risk taker, you know what? So plan A jawak, or kuna plan B, or plan B jawak, let's move to plan C.
Yeah, I think risk taking is something that is good generally, because in life you have to risk so many things. For you to get to where you want to be, you have to take several risks. Because I'm looking at these people who invest in cryptocurrency. Manze, that is risking. You know, I was talking to a friend, akiniambia alikuwa invest kwa a certain nini, it was not cryptocurrency, and then they lost like 100,000, and I was like, what? But he was like, you know what, I've gained a lot than what I have lost, so I'm still taking this risk. And I think, yeah, it's good to be cautious. It's good to be, if you're a risk taker, it's fine, you just risk take.
Do you.
If you're a cautious person and you can't extend to be a risk taker, just kaa tu penye uko, you are advantaged where you are. Yeah. So what will be your final remarks on risk taking?
I think one of my final words on risk taking, especially to our viewers who are watching us, is think don't make life too much or too much of a big deal.
Yeah.
As in, take life as it is, and especially cautious people, risk takers. We're all one people, and we're all in oneness. Like Preacher said, like if it's a workplace, we need cautious people and we need risk takers. And so at the end of everything, at the end of every goal, at the end of every target, if you're a risk taker like I am, is let us learn to involve people. The reason why I say let us learn to involve people is because we don't, and sometimes it inatufanyanga tukue in a lot of failure, and that's why unapatanga we tend to lose a lot. Which you know, billionaires will come to us and be like, risk taking is the
real deal.
Kwa ground, vitu ni different. So my last take will be, let us learn to be patient with ourselves, like cautious people. And also cautious people, let us learn to...
Please take...
kidogo tu, kwa serious sana, you know. But yo guys, so guys, that's all I feel like we've had for today. We wanted to talk about risk, and I think it's a conversation that even young people wanakuanga now, should I take a risk? And probably hujui we ni nani, you know, you don't know where you fall. Are you a cautious person or you're a risk taker? So I feel like it should begin from that point of understanding me ni nani, where do I fall, even before looking at any other aspect.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. For me, I feel like cautious people should try and take a little bit of risks, because iyo kukua cautious sana is kind of boring. Like, things have to go this way. No, things might take another turn. So yeah, give us your views. Tell us what you think about risk taking. And yeah,
subscribe.
bye. See you.
Thank you.